Alrighty, folks, let's pop in here and take a look at what we've got going for today, shall we? All right. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Voodoo Val, and if you've been watching all of the spooky Halloween content for today, you're probably wondering why I'm back and I look a little different. This challenge is pre-recorded because I am in the studio today doing some other projects and things. I hope you all enjoyed all of that, as well as the challenges at the end of the day here. So let's jump into challenge number 4 of this current spooky set, because I'm pretty excited about what we've got planned for it. So I'm gonna pop over to my starter file real quick and show you what we have cooked up for everything. So this is what challenge number 4 looks like, and you can see it is a showcase of sorts. So we are going to be taking some inspiration from Adobe Fonts, maybe using some Adobe Color help for this challenge, which involves going through unique fonts and creating a showcase that is inspired by a lot of the graphical elements that are included when you search around on Adobe Fonts. So one of the fonts we're going to be working with today, if I zoom in here and take a peek at our challenge description, it says Primal Scream, CC Primal Scream, which I did use in the previous challenge, and today we're going to be diving into it a little more closely, which I'm super excited about. And you can see it says explore Adobe Fonts, specifically the graphic showcases for your favorite fonts. Choose a font that you love and use the following artboards to design your own showcase. So you can use Primal Scream. That is what I'm going to be using today, but feel free to choose a different font if there's something that you would prefer to use. We are going to take a peek at Adobe Fonts here, but first we'll kind of zoom around in here and see what we've got. So we've got like a little font weight showcase here, a little symbol showcase as well. I've also included some of my own original artwork, just because some of these showcases do have artwork behind them, and I wanted you folks to be able to kind of create layout designs similar to that, even if you don't have original artwork to put back there, so feel free to use mine. And also we have a little area for colors, and it's all kind of laid out in a way that I thought was quite interesting. But throughout this challenge, as with all of these challenges, you are free to change things up, mix things up, and kind of personalize your challenge to suit you and your needs and what you would like to create. You do not have to follow my outline to a T. So let's take a peek at Adobe Fonts so you can see really what I'm talking about when I say creating a font showcase. So this is Primal Scream. This is the wonderful font that I have linked to you guys, and I love this. I discovered this just recently, and I am totally in love. You can see this is kind of what I mean when I say, you know, scrolling through to see all of the different design showcases that fonts include when you're looking around for them. There's always these really awesome graphical elements up top that kind of show you an example of how they can be used, kind of give you some inspiration and really the vibe of each font. And it's really helpful for me because I'm somebody who doesn't always feel comfortable using fonts for things. I've got a handful of fonts that I'm very familiar with, and I always kind of default to them. So this is kind of cool, especially because this font is so interesting and different compared to like body copy and stuff. So definitely take a look at these, and you can see there are different weights. There's an outline, an open, a fill, and a regular, because if you look closely at a lot of these designs, you can see that they're actually kind of stacked on top of each other in order to create this really interesting kind of 3D, like spooky comic book vibe. And I really love it. You can also take a look at things like P22 Spooky is kind of a cool one, and I really liked the showcase for this just because it kind of highlighted some of the symbols and the different caps and lowercase and things like that, which I thought was really, really cool. Another one would be Grandeur New. I thought this was very interesting, very bold, very punchy kind of font. And I also liked how a lot of these kind of showcase pages were put together, which is really cool. So definitely take a look at that one. And then I also found Schlop, which, number one, hilarious name. Just a weird sound. And also, I loved this massive showcase of all of the symbols and letters. And I really also loved, this is kind of what I meant when I said there's like these moments in some of these where there's like artwork or photographs or something behind to kind of create this really cool design. And really, it's not a lot, right? It's that cool text. It's a lot of colors that work well for the overall vibe of the showcase. And then you just have like this subtle image in the background that I think looks really, really cool. So these are the ones that I'm going to be taking inspiration from. Again, like the instructions say, definitely choose some fonts, explore some fonts. I found all of these by going to browse all at fonts.adobe.com. And I scrolled to the tags and I hit Halloween. And all of these are within the first few pages. So definitely check those out. Another thing that you can do if you are going to be changing anything that I have in my project to kind of suit your own needs is head over to Adobe Color. I went to game design on Adobe Color and found these really, really cool color combinations and things that I thought were super fun. So if you want something that's like interesting, punchy color, definitely head over here. I just found that by going to trends and going down until they had an actual game design one, which definitely spoke to me. But feel free to explore. You can kind of make your own colors. You can search for interesting color palettes like Vaporwave, definitely something that I would be into. So you could check that out. You can search through your libraries, you can check out the new lab, and you can also create if you have an image that you love and you want to get a color palette from it. You can also go into create. So let's kind of dive into what we've got, how we're going to change this into a super cool showcase. Now, one of the things you'll notice is the first tile is actually including color. This is color actually from my tall poster here, and I'm just going to come over here into the artboard titled Tall Poster, and you can see it is a smart object, and I have a gradient map on it. So if I take the gradient map off, you can see these are the colors that I used for this painting of like this tall obelisk structure, and I did sample some colors from there, and I'm still going to use those. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of create a little color palette for myself using a lot of these colors that are available to me. So we'll come into colors over here, and I am going to kind of zoom in right here, and I am going to start to kind of add these to my colors. So I have my move tool selected, which is just V on your keyboard, and I'm selecting that, and I think you can come over here into the properties panel and change the colors of things, or you can go into your shape tool, because my shape tool is what I use to create these, and they should still be live shapes, and then come up to fill, and I'm just going to select kind of an almost black color from here, just to create like a darker color that's not quite true black, and then I will kind of subsequently come in down the line and select a lot of these other colors. So let's go ahead and add something that's maybe more of a lighter red color, because I kind of like this, like a brighter red. In fact, I might actually edit this one personally, just to kind of make it a little brighter. And then I'm going to, I think, grab like kind of this duskier color here. So let's come in. I'm just selecting my little color picker here. I guess that's more of like a gray color. Maybe we can kind of search for something that is a little brighter for us. Let's grab like right here, and let's come up and grab something that might work, because I feel like that still kind of goes with it. You can tweak the colors however you like. And then I'm going to do another round that is just all of the different variations of green here. So let's come in and let's grab, I think I want like a pretty dark green, maybe something like that. Yeah, perhaps. And I think I also, oops, I think I also would like to, let's select number 5 here. Let's get kind of a middling green. That looks pretty good. And then number 6, I want to grab like this neon crazy green because I really like this bright, vivid green here. Okay. And let's kind of take a peek at what we've got going on there. So that works for me. So I have like a pretty cool color palette to work with. And now we can kind of start to showcase how cool this is and just be sampling from our color palette there. The first thing I'm going to do is actually utilize the challenge 4 page that we've got going on here, and we're going to change this into something of a title page. So I'm going to come in, I've just hit T on my keyboard. You can alter any of these font areas, but maybe first I will actually remove some of these smaller things here. I just want to noodle with the title here. And I am actually going to do a Primal Scream stack, as I've been kind of calling it. I don't know if that's what the developers of Primal Scream call it, but I kind of call it a little Scream stack, because we have our little fill. You can see we're set to fill. I'm going to call this, I do actually want to write Primal Scream out, because I want it, the first page to be like the title here. In fact, maybe we'll just do one word at a time, actually. So I've got Primal, and you can't really see it totally because it is in fill mode, but we're gonna bump this up here, and I'm just gonna duplicate that with Control or Command J, and I'm gonna come down here, and I'm gonna start kind of altering this. So let's make this first, let's do an outline. And let's change our color to, I'm thinking this dark color, I think is what we're gonna do. And then let's duplicate that, Control or Command J, and let's change this to regular, and let's make this regular, like our middling green color, and then we'll turn our fill back on, because this gives us like that stack. And you know, that back one is not really, it doesn't really pop as much as I would like. I wonder what that would look like if we gave it our bright color. Or I wonder what it would be like if we swapped. Let's go ahead and swap these. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Very reptilian, honestly. I kind of like that. So I'm gonna group those together with Control or Command J, and I can just kind of transform these, and then I'm going to Control or Command J to, actually I think when I said grouping, I said J, I meant G. G for group, and then Control or Command J to duplicate. And we're going to change these to the word Scream. So let's just come in here. I've hidden them so I can access, and I'm going to call this Scream. Same with this. Scream. Boom. And same with this. Primal Scream. I like it. I do. And this is kind of a neat little deal to be able to have. Let's go ahead and kind of, I think I might want to kind of bump this over a little bit. Maybe not so far, and then we'll bump Primal over as well. Make like a cool title kind of vibe going on. I like it. I like it. And another thing about this is that it has a lot of symbols and stuff. So we can actually come in, one of the symbols that I really liked, I believe it was our unique bracket. I'm gonna make sure that this is like our green color. Boom. And I'm gonna make this a little larger, and I'm just gonna use this as a design element. Let's go ahead and change this to Primal Scream. We'll scroll all the way up. Primal Scream. Let's do regular. I really like this. And I'm just gonna kind of put it like here. Let's actually change this to our middling green. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate it. We're going to turn this to our fill, and I'm going to change this to our green color because I like that. I think that's neat. And we can group these two, and we can turn them around and put another one like right there. Boom, Primal Scream. And it kind of looks, you know, like a nifty comic book something, some like 80s spooky, spooktacular thing. I like that well enough. And if you want to, you can change things a little bit. I was actually thinking it might even be interesting to change that middle scream to our darker red. Honestly, that might actually be the move. I think that's probably going to be what we end up going with. Let's do that. Boom. Boom. I like that. I like that better. So we have like kind of that color in there. Okay, cool. So there's our Primal Scream title page for our showcase. And then we're going to come in here and kind of alter our font weights here. We're going to Primal Scream again. Make it fill. We're going to make this one, in fact, we can change all of them, like all at once in one go, just to Primal Scream. And then we can change them individually to the different weights. So let's do regular, because I think that would look the best. Next, let's go ahead and do, I think we're going to do open next, and then we will do outline. Boom. Outline. And I'm gonna alter this a little bit. I'm gonna kind of bring that in first, bring this up. I might even remove the space between all of these just so that I can add, like make it a little larger. And then I'm gonna Control or Command T to free transform and just kind of make this like a little poster kind of thing. Boom, there's our Primal Screams. And like I said, these are definitely, in fact, I'm gonna select all of my symbols, and I'm gonna, let's go ahead and bump me over to the other side of our screen here, just so you can see all of these different layers. I've got all the symbols grouped nicely for you guys, so we can actually come in and select all of these just by selecting, holding Shift to, and clicking the bottom or topmost symbol I want, so I can get them all at once. And we can change this to Primal Scream at once. Let's go ahead. I don't think there is one of these for Primal Scream, unless I didn't get it. Did I? Primal Scream, please? No, there isn't one for it. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to change this to something else, because I know there's probably a 5 in Primal Scream. Please? There we go. Let's do Primal Scream regular. And let's go into our glyphs. So this is the glyphs panel, and I have it here in my toolbar, but you can go to Window and Glyphs if you don't see it, and you can kind of search around and see what exactly is available. Primal Scream has so many different kinds of glyphs and things available to you if you want to use them. And I'm just going to select a few that I think are interesting, just to kind of highlight. In fact, let's do the regular version of our half symbol. Let's do the regular version of our little, I don't even know what that is, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure exactly what that is or what it's called, but I think it looks neat. And so now we have this, and we're just going to kind of change this up. So I did have a gradient map on our poster here before, so that you could change it to whatever color you want. I'm going to use another gradient map to change the grid to something that kind of works for this. So let's go up here to Image, Adjustments, Gradient Map, and it opens our little panel here. And we're just going to go ahead and kind of transform that into something a little more to our liking. And I'm wondering, honestly, if I can sample, actually, something ahead of time. One second. Let me come over here to our colors and see if I'll be able to sample directly. Can I? Probably not, because we're not on the same layer. So let's just go ahead and choose like a very close red. Let's get kind of a pink vibe. Close enough for me. And then this bright one will do something that is closer. Maybe even darker, honestly. Maybe it doesn't have to be super bright. No, we do want it a little brighter. We do. Let's do something like that. That's close enough for me. Okay. And then let's pan back over here. Yeah, that works. That's pretty cool. And we can even kind of make the difference between these a little more interesting. In fact, we can make this even darker if we wanted to. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that. We can even brighten this up just a tad. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. And then I'm going to change all of my text color to my green. My lovely green. Make everything pop. Love it. And the wide posters and things, you guys really can kind of do whatever you want. It would be really cool to kind of add a little bit of texture to these. So let's come over. I'm probably going to leave this one in color, even though I had kind of turned it to like black and white before with that gradient map. I'm gonna leave the gradient map off. And let's go ahead into our filters. Let's go to maybe distort. We can go to, let's see, wave. I don't even know if this is gonna like really be super cool or not. Maybe that's too much. Maybe wave is too much. Let's try just like our standard noise. Let's go ahead and add yeah, let's add noise to it. I feel like that would be cool. So then we can still see like the artwork. Really, you guys can kind of do whatever you want with it. Like I'm kind of giving this to you to use for your own backdrop. Do we want Gaussian or do we want uniform? Ooh, that's even more noisy. Very crunchy. I kind of like that. I kind of like that because I used my noise brush over here and I feel like that looks kind of cool. We might turn the amount down just slightly. Let's say yes. And then I'm going to Control-Shift-N to make a new layer. And let's grab this dark color. And I wonder what a darken layer would look like on this if we cranked it down. Yeah, that kind of gives same with this. Same vibe as here, you know. I really like it. And I think it would look cool. You know, we have like this showcase, but let's grab this. And bring this up to our tall poster because I feel like this would be super cool over the top of here. And really, I would say just kind of play around. Just use some of your effects and stuff and start maneuvering some things around to look really cool and spunky. And basically pay homage to one of your favorite fonts that you really love. In fact, I'm gonna grab my handy dandy dissolve brush, which is just a smart round brush with the mode set to dissolve. I'm gonna grab this from my color palette, and I think I'm gonna, on the corners here, ooh, let me make sure that's on a new layer, Control-Shift-N. And I'm just gonna kind of, yeah, like maybe at the corners, like add a little something, as the cool kids are saying, I believe. Maybe there, just so you can like, you can't really see, you know, the art back there, but it's something, and I think it's kind of looking cool. I do want to add another one of these, and you guys can pretty much add whatever you like to your showcase. And if you come over here and right-click your Move tool, you can select the Artboard tool, and then clicking on these artboard titles, you'll notice that these little plus symbols come up next to them. You can actually start adding your very own artboards if there are any more kinds of designs and things you would like to add. But start creating your own showcase. So that is all that I have for you you folks today. I hope you explore Adobe Fonts and Adobe Color and check out all of the wonderful inspiration that is over there for you. I hope you explore with glyphs and kind of get into the meat and potatoes of your fonts instead of using just the regular weights. Kind of explore those. And if you want to share your work with me, please go to bit.ly/psdiscord and drop your work in there. And thank you all so much for coming to hang out. It was a blast. Adios, folks.